I want to talk to you guys today about something I have said quite a few times if you watched many of my other videos, and that is about how perception is reality. And I'm going to explain to you how perception is reality. And you can come to this realization that this is one of the highest forms of truth that there is. Now, there is one form of truth that is much higher than this. It's very complicated to understand. It's hard to even put into words. Hence why I've had such a hard time explaining it. The best way I can explain it is, and there's a lot of hints to people, if we're presuming things is the way they are and all that, right? Then other people has came to this realization and this conclusion, and that's how religions got formed. Unfortunately, now religions are a great thing, but like I said, I've said before, it's not. If you take it literal and you're willing to die over it and all this, it's just not. Don't go to war and fight people over religion. It's silly. Don't kill people because they believe that the next prophet was either a cousin or an uncle. I mean, that's silly. So, nonetheless, here, that form of this form of truth is going to be more practical, and it's going to help you out here as a human being surviving, because you have to survive here. And it will not only help you survive, it'll make it a much more happy and joyful experience as opposed to just thinking that we'll get into it. Okay, but this is one of the highest forms of truth you can realize and come to, along with the other form. Like I said, nothing but a black void. Black void contains everything, that everything's consciousness. Consciousness is referred to as God, and you are conscious. So what does that make you? But here we go. Perception is reality. So whatever you think in your head becomes true to you. It doesn't matter if it's true. It doesn't matter if it is the truth or not. It becomes true to you. So it does become your truth. And I'll explain how this is. So if you are the type of person, I'm going to give you two examples to correspond with each other to help you, understand this. If you look at this world like everyone's against me, the the big man always has to push the little man down, or woman, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you think that the world's racist, the world's sexist, the world's, you know, if you're afraid of wars breaking out, if you're afraid of aliens coming down here, and if you think the government's out to get you, if you think that, your boss is out to get you, if you think that your wife or husband's cheating on you, if you think that, whatever, right? And realize right then and there you're going down a negative slope. That negative slope is going to lead to anger, anxiety, depression, and hatred. Now, those are things and fear. Oh my gosh. Those are the things you want to stay away from, especially anger, fear, and depression. I mean, those are the big three. Fear is the big one. Stay away from fear. People fear things they don't know or understand, and fear of the unknown is a big one. But when you do that, it becomes true to you. So you're taking something negative, making it infinitely worse, right? And you may have been told this. It may have been ingrained into you by your parents, by your uncle, by one of your friends, by someone you look up to. And so it's an idea. Now, ideas are very fucking dangerous if you don't think them through clearly and somewhat rationally, or you have not experienced it firsthand, right? Like, an idea can be a great thing if you can experience the idea and know and test the idea. But just having an idea and continuing along with you're projecting that out into reality and making it true for you. So, and I'm going to give you an analogy with heaven and hell. So if I'm telling you, heaven and hell is not real. What heaven and hell is right here, right now. However you look at this going on, can be heaven or hell. So if you look at this like everybody's out to get me, like I said, all that shit, then it is hell for you. And if you look at this like, you know what? No one's out to get me. I determine my own destiny, my own fate. Everything that I have done up until now whether it had negative or positive consequences, were directly linked to me, not someone, not they trying to bring me down. You or they, you realize that. And the world would be a much better place. Don't look at it like. I used to look at it and thought that just because I told lies, and just because I manipulated people, and just because I was an asshole, that the whole world was like this. And it was a huge mistake I fell into. I thought that everyone was like me, which is absolutely not true. Even though you are me, I'm you, we're the same fucking thing. This right here is different for other people. You see what I'm saying? So if you go off the assumption that, hey, I act this way, I do these things, these other people do. So I thought that everybody was a liar. I thought everybody was a manipulator. I thought everyone was only looking out for themselves, right? But then now I quickly realized I was fucking crazy and full of shit and stupid and ignorant, and throw 100 other words in there to describe my actions and the way I thought, conducted myself, and there you go. So it was hell for me, and I truly, looking back at it now, I think that's why I got depressed for that period of time. That's why I gained weight. That's why I turned to drugs, because I had put myself into hell. I made myself depressed. Now, I'm not saying that depression isn't real. I'm not, because it is when you're going through it. But what I'm saying is, a lot of depression, you can quickly realize, is through a string of events that continuously go downhill and spiral out of control. And the way you think and the way you perceive things is reality for you. And that's really the point of this is, if you look at the world like it's out to get you, and then you're fucked. It's hell. And that will be true for you. That will be true for you because you believe it. And you believe it. And you believe it. So, like I said, you project that out into reality. If you look at the world in a positive, caring, compassionate manner, then the world will be caring, compassionate, and loving towards you. If you go out and only look out for yourself, then shitty things will happen. If you go out here and think of how to better, just better your family, friends, your community, then you can do that, and it will work out a lot better for you. And like I said, it can be heaven or hell. You can be Jesus or the devil. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because they're both, whether you realize it or not, both are coming out of a place of love, and that's going to be hard to comprehend and understand. But you can understand that. You can become conscious of that. However, for you as a human being, in your body, it would probably benefit you to look at this as a good place. It would probably benefit you to try to better yourself. It would probably benefit you to try to better your family, your friends, your community, civilization, eventually, hopefully. That should be the goal anyway. So, the choice is really yours, because at the end of the day, it's all out of a place of love. But like I said, it would benefit you to probably do some of these things and incorporate it into your life. It probably benefits you to realize that you are not a victim. It would probably benefit you to realize that you can't be a victim when you are it. Like, there's only one thing. There's truly only one real thing, and you are that thing. So how can you play victim to yourself, is what I'm really getting at, because I'll come back on here and go further into this. But like I said, this is one of the highest forms of truth you can realize. There's one that's higher than this. I would put this in the top 3. Truth is very subjective. Realize that. But there's 3 forms of truth that are so pure that I feel they cannot be disputed. And this is one of them. Perception is reality. However you perceive what's going on around you becomes true for you. If you look at it in a negative light and think, like I said, it's going to be hell. So work on that. I'm trying to help you out here. The other form of truth that I will go into, try to explain in further detail, which is very hard to do in words, something you have to experience. And hopefully some of you guys can experience this, or have experienced this, or will experience this, because it will make your life a whole lot better. Like I said, there's three forms of truth. Three highest forms of truth that I feel can't be disputed. This is one of them. This is number two. I put number two on my list. Number one, we will get into. I've already alluded to it, and I'll end off with it because I'm going to end off with all my videos like this. There's nothing but a dark, empty void. Not empty, that's the wrong word. Dark, black void, which is nothing, right? But that nothing contains everything within it. That everything within it is consciousness. That consciousness would be considered God, and you are conscious. So, draw the line. Talk to you guys later.